Welcome to a brand new episode of TVGP's Game Club. This month we're going to be playing Lost Records Bloom and Rage Tape 2. I'm your host Boston, playing this on the PS5, joined as always by Moonpier.
Xbox Series X.
And Musum.
Hello, PS5.
We're going to be doing a very short intro to this show before we get into the spoilers. This game was released on April 15th, 2025 as a free update to the base game. That's our intro. Thanks very much for listening. The spoilers start now, where we start talking about the game itself.
And the first half, presumably, too.
And maybe other Donut games, so, you know, get caught up in the backlog of Game Club episodes. And then we'll try not to talk too much about other games, but yes, the entirety of Lost Records. Both tapes we'll be talking about. Quick mention here, Despelote is going to be our next game. Came out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series consoles, and PC. I don't see that it came out on Switch, but if it did, input my voice saying, and Switch, in there somewhere. Okay, spoiler zone starts here. Who...
So,
wants
I
to
can
go
start.
first?
I can
Okay.
start.
Okay,
I can start.
Thank God. Okay.
How many legs do you have on your title screen now? I have 4. 4 legs, 2 pairs.
Okay, I actually did like how the game
Updates every single
started
time.
with just Swan's legs. And I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting them to mess with the title screen, and seeing it change kind of every time I opened it up between like 2 legs and 8 legs. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I have
Me
one
too.
set of regular legs and one set of ghost legs.
I
Same as me.
ended up with 2 pairs of human legs and 1 pair of ghost legs.
Oh man.
Okay. Did you get... I'm assuming Nora was the pair that was not there? Because
Hell yeah,
Nora.
she was. The hell out of here, Nora.
She was.
We'll get there.
Oh, she wasn't. Okay.
She was
Okay.
not there. Yeah, we'll get there
Goodness.
in a little bit.
Hey, this second half seemed to flow a lot faster than the first half.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I don't agree with that at all. This game is unending.
Oh, spicy times.
So, like,
We're at it again with different opinions.
here's my fundamental problem with the game as a whole. I
Okay.
think Tape 2 is better. I think
Okay.
a large part of that is because the camcorder is forcibly removed from your inventory for a considerable part of the episode, which I think helps a lot. I still think it has serious pacing problems, and I get what they're going for, and I think they get so close to nailing it, which is this summer, in this relationship between all 4 of these girls, was so foundational, and the minutia and the quiet moments and the like horsing around and the stuff that I think worked really well in tape 1, that of course I hear a lot of men complaining about, was the like montage of like, we're picking flowers and we're hanging out and we're going swimming and stuff. Like, that's the stuff that I think the game does really well. But when it gets mired in its own story, and it like when it starts tripping over the flow of the game, I think that's where it really starts to hurt. And like, I think from minute 1 of this DLC, once you kind of get through the nightmare scene at the very beginning, like, the thing that frustrated me about the beginning of this was Autumn saying like, "Oh, Swan, your tattoos are so cool," and I was like, okay, we've been in this game for 10 hours, man, and you haven't once shown her arms or the tattoos, and now you're like, ah, dang, man, those are some cool tattoos. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
And based off of memory, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
So I don't know if it's just from using, but it's hilarious. The Boston's camera is going framey as crazy for me, which is just fantastically funny.
Okay, it's fine
Yes.
on the recording, so I'm not gonna touch it.
Oh, it's probably 100% me.
Okay.
I didn't realize we had a Disney Plus subscription in this household.
Aha.
Hey,
Hey.
content jokes.
That's right.
So the game starts. You're in the bar. They say, "Hey, Swan, go pay for the drinks."
Hmm.
You go to the bar. The bartender says that'll be $18 and whatever the change.
Hmm.
She lays out a 10, a 5, 2 ones, and a bunch of change.
Yep.
WTF, Swan?
That's also like, just
Oh
give
my
him the
gosh.
20 and tell him to keep the change, man. Like, just I laughed about that too. Of like, she's like sliding the pennies across the table. Like,
I mean, does Canada have the same tipping culture problem that America has? Because she is Canadian now, technically speaking.
that's true. This is the Michigan's UP, so like, I don't know much about that.
Yeah.
So I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Yeah,
Like,
but I don't know. But so what I'm saying is, Swan's been in Canada.
True.
Does Canada have the tipping culture? Because if they do not, she is doing the right thing.
True.
As a European, where the tipping culture doesn't exist,
That's right.
she's right.
We're the only ones with the brain worms for tipping here. Yeah.
And
So-
health insurance.
Right.
this game is so all over the place. Like, I think you're pretty spot on the pacing, because the first game just was like, the pacing was too long, right?
Yeah.
Like your moments in between things were just really exaggerated. There was a lot of room they could have cut out, especially with the camcorder. And the second game is like, we're out of budget. We only have 4 hours to do this. We're just going to quickly zip between these really pivotal scenes that actually
Yeah.
probably could have used some more stuff in between.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And it went from like me going like, I'm never going to play this again, to me seeing my 2 pairs of legs on top and, you know, having Swan go through the box by herself. And it's like, I really don't want that
by
for her.
herself? Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah, by herself, dude.
Oh, that's
by herself.
heartbreaking. Oh.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
considered the bad ending, is from what I found
Oh,
out. But
woof.
guess what? If those fools weren't cool enough to sit down and stay for the box and stay for Cat, they don't deserve what's in the box.
That's right.
I don't know. Like at the end, it said me and Autumn were BFFs, and me and Nora were reacquainted. But you know, both of them left. Like
Interesting.
I didn't know how to calm Autumn down during her her breakdown, which is evidently like one of the pivotal things. Like evidently,
Yes.
when they say you're supposed to comment on things in the environment, I guess maybe there are specific things. I don't know. I couldn't really find a step-by-step walkthrough on how that worked.
I feel like I lucked into that. That scene was interesting because there's some stuff in this game that I think works really well of like flashing between the 2 time periods. I think the commenting from the future about the past stuff while you're playing the past stuff still works really well, to give the game a bunch of credit. I was a little bit frustrated at the like, oh, someone taught me this thing. Like, let's look around the bar and comment about all this stuff and we'll tell a story. That calms me down. And then you flash back to 1990, whatever. And then Swan is the one teaching Autumn that. And I'm just like, oh, God, okay. And I feel like I lucked into... There were 2 scenes in this tape that I thought felt sort of overly punitive. One was this scene where you're trying to calm Autumn down as she's kind of spiraling. And I feel like I kind of lucked into it, I think. I sort of took the tact of like, okay, well, if you want help, if you want to leave, I'll help you leave, and I'm not going to grill you about it. And that seemed to work pretty well. The other one was when you're playing a sudden stealth game outside the Michelson Ranch, like sneaking from bush to bush, and every time you got spotted, Nora, who sucks, is basically like, ugh, God, you can't even tell the story right. And it's like, none of us remember. This is why we're here. None of us remember it, Nora. Shut the hell up. God, you're the worst.
Hey, I 1000% made that without getting spotted once, so I didn't get the Nora complaints there at all. But I still hate Nora.
Yeah, Nora's still the worst.
Nora's. So here's my other issue, and this is a me issue, is that if I were to replay the game, like Nora is who I went through for first,
I was gonna.
instinctually,
That's
because
what I was
she's
gonna
like
ask.
the
Like, because
goth
you
punk.
targeted Nora, he targeted
Autumn.
Amanda, and I targeted Autumn. Thank you, and I targeted Kat.
Okay.
Spoiler alert: I didn't do anywhere near enough extra to
Mhm.
get with Kat, like
Yeah.
at all. Nothing even close.
Me and Kat were good friends by the end.
Yeah, me too.
I
I got
wish
that.
I feel like I could have, like, just as a person, related to Kat better because she's always stuck in her headphones and all that.
Mhm.
But I didn't find as many talking opportunities in that first tape. But my issue
Mhm.
now is that if I kind of want to replay it just to see if I can get them both at the bar because I read
Mhm.
up on that and it sounds like a kind of cool moment happens if both Nora and Autumn stay.
I
But
did watch that version of the ending. Yeah.
well, maybe that's just what I should do is just go watch the video. Because like, gosh, if I replay again, like my instinct would be to take my first instinct and still go with Nora and see what that looks like at the end, even though
Mhm.
she is intolerable, especially as an adult. Oh my gosh,
I
what
I
type of weak-kneed person did you grow up into?
I actually really like how they wrote her. Like, big shout out. I think Nina Freeman was the primary writer behind this, which makes sense because her stuff is fantastic. I really like that they wrote Nora as this like cowardly poser, and I think that extended throughout the entirety of the game is sort of like you're not really like you like to drink and smoke weed and like that's kind of it. Like you're not even
Yeah.
really like you're when the chips are down, you're just gonna run off to LA and then come back and not even apologize. Like that's who
Oh
you
yeah.
are.
It's
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but like the fake punk girl call that I made in the first episode of this
Uh
recording
huh.
was like 100% bang on.
Yep.
And it's just like, yeah, dude, you're just one of those celebrity Hollywood wannabes who just wants everything to be perfect and no negativity any at all.
Yep.
Imagine all the people in my mansion.
Right.
I still will not forgive those people for that moment.
Yep.
Man.
Yeah.
So, complete subject change if you guys don't
Sure.
mind.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go
Um,
ahead.
how long did it take you guys to do the packing mini game?
I
Less
could
than 30 seconds because I got the achievement first try.
I could have
Oh my
sworn I
God.
did it, but I didn't. I didn't get a bunch. So
There were so
trophies.
many random achievements in this.
Well,
10-10 on the alarm clock? Like, what are you are you
don't
kidding
even
me?
get me started. But there's a bunch of them that are marked as tape 2 achievements or trophies that require you
But
to
they're actually
do
both.
things in tape 1 to then complete them in
Yep.
tape 2. That sucks,
Oh,
man.
jeez.
That sucks. Like that's I'm not going to go for them anyway. Like I got a bunch by accident, but like that's really
Hey,
frustrating.
I'm 2 away. 2 away.
That's not so bad.
2 away.
It's
And one
pretty
of
Well,
them is a cakewalk.
it
One
took
of them
me a
is
solid.
literally press 8 buttons.
Oh, okay.
It took me a solid like 10 minutes to do the packing game
Mm.
because I put everything in and I was like, oh wait, I see what they're doing. They have this thing taller, and I could not tell what was taller than what.
Yes.
Like it took a lot of trial and error. So it
Yep.
was everything's in except for one thing. Okay, remove everything back out and put it back
Hmm.
in.
Yeah, that
Uh,
one was pretty rough. Yeah.
I also got a ton of graphical glitches
Oh my
throughout the
god.
entirety of this.
So many in this one.
I got so many people not talking.
I
Like,
got
people's
shadow
mouths not moving
I
when
got shadow
they're
people
talking.
appearing in the background. I got characters and items sliding across the environment. Like it was
Wow.
rough, man. Like frame rate issues, like I got them all. Like it was pretty
Mine
rough.
would do like this visual crack where like it was like a screen tear, except everything kind of changed colors for like a split second
Oh,
and
weird.
then went back. And it did it very regularly. And it would occasionally do the thing where it would crack and then a character would speed to, I guess, a location they were supposed to be at or something.
Jeez.
So I had these issues, and it made me wonder if the 3 spooky moments I captured footage of were supposed to be spooky moments or were just
Right.
glitches.
Yeah.
Because there is a shadow of Colby, Corey.
Corey.
There's a shadow of him in the forest. like
Ooh,
a shadow
interesting.
figure of him in the forest.
Okay.
There is a shadow cat in the parking lot in the future. There is a kid version of a shadow of cat in the
Oh,
parking lot.
interesting.
And I saw it. I literally turned the camera, saw it, turned back again, and I was like, I'm going to hold this capture button down because I'm pretty sure I just saw a ghost, and I
Right.
don't know if I did or not. And there was something else as well. The raven with the purple eyes at the very,
Yes.
very end. After when Nora booked it, not Nora, when Autumn booked it,
Yeah.
there was like literally a raven with purple eyes, and the door was like, guys, it's cat symbol is right here.
With the abyss eyes. Come on.
Like, guys,
Yeah.
come on. I hate
Yeah.
people.
Go ahead, Yusuf.
Oh, I was about to change the subject. So if
Oh,
you
go
got
ahead.
one more for this, I can. Okay.
No,
So my next note is just says, "Please let Corey die," which thankfully he did. But
Okay,
can we talk about how much
How?
his character doesn't make sense? Like, does he just
he doesn't.
own the house and the farm now? Like, I was
no,
very
he's
confused.
just
he
like
works there.
he's always there because he's friends with the Michelson's dad, and he's dating
Yeah, he works at the ranch, and he's dating Dylan.
Dylan.
Yeah, but
Thank
he calls it his ranch when you're freeing the
Uh-huh.
animals.
Yeah, 'cause he's the
Yeah.
worst. Yeah.
Because he's the one who's quote unquote he's running it because the Michelsons don't exist. They're
Right.
a phantom of our imagination.
Right.
Like, There's not a shred of humanity in that
No,
game.
and
no.
like
And he swings from like aggressively creepy from in the first tape to just nonsensically evil in this one.
And-
it's like,
Yeah.
oh hey, we need him to be a little bit more evil, so how about we just inject him with some Sauron? Like,
Yeah, and,
let's
like,
just go all the way down the rabbit hole.
line up a bunch of puppies so we can kick them. Like it's just
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
like, and I think his character having that swing would be a bit better if his voice actor was a little bit stronger. I think when he was doing the like wolf mask like craziness thing,
I was gonna say the big bad wolf situation.
like it I don't think it played as strong as it could. And I think that moment of like he just burnt down our home. And was Autumn hurt for you guys after that scene?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kat was having the freak out, and then Autumn got her arm burnt in the escape.
Yeah.
I don't think, or no,
'Cause
I
I-
don't think she got.
I don't think she
If
has
she got
to get
burnt,
hurt.
I don't think I realized it.
Yeah. But like
Yeah, she doesn't have to. She can escape without it.
yeah. So like I get what they were going for, and I just don't think it really works. But like watching him get gored by a bunch of abyss crazy deer was pretty great.
That's true.
Led by Gertie, who is the cutest.
That is correct.
Gertie's the cutest animal that people have made out of polygons. My gosh.
But
like
looks confused. Gertie is the doe that Kat
the
rescued.
piebald
and you
doe.
freed
No, I don't
from-
remember him getting gored.
Yeah, he
He
got
just fell
chased-
down the hole.
No, this was
when he
before.
fell off the motorbike. When he gets
in the
knocked off the
woods.
motorbike while you're in the forest.
Yeah.
Gosh, I really don't remember the goring.
He
I'll
might
take your word.
not have been. Like I did that all of this stuff I think is pretty variable here at the end. So Musum, how did Gory I got him. How did Corey meet his untimely end in your game?
So you're at the hole with everyone. I chose the defend cat option,
Mm-hmm.
and then me and at least Cat. I thought everyone did, but at least Swan and Cat pushed him down the well. After that.
Interesting. I defended Cat, and Nora rushed him and pushed him down the abyss by herself.
Okay.
Oh wow!
I
Yeah.
attacked Corey,
Oh dang!
and everyone pushed him down the abyss.
Hell yeah, let's go! 8 hands.
It was a very much, and I know what you did last summer moment.
Right.
Where, after the scene, everybody's like, "Wait, what just happened? Did we just
kill a dude?
did we just kill Corey?"
Yeah. The interesting thing there is I didn't pick attack him myself because I was worried that he would push Swan into the abyss. Like I was worried that was going to be the like, oh, he killed someone, like he killed Cat because we attacked him. I'll defend Cat and stay further away from the abyss.
Yeah.
That's wild. We
So
got
I know
so many different versions.
I did some reading, and there is an option based on the choices at the end credits too.
Yes.
Cat can go down with him in that
Yes.
sequence.
I did see that in like the list of choices at the end. I
The
was like,
list of options.
yeah, the
that you
list
can
was
have,
like
and I was just
8 or 9
what?
options. I was like, wow, dang, okay. Jeez.
Yeah.
I liked. I have a lot of feelings about the Abyss in general, but I liked.
I think it's cool. I like the fact that they don't answer it. I like the fact that they don't have a stinger at the end of the game that says the Abyss will return. Like, we already know it's going to return.
They kind of do, but like
They do, but they don't.
It's
they
not
don't
explicit.
flat out say it on the
That's
screen.
right. Jay and
Also,
Silent Bob
you
will
can't hear
return.
it, but Musum is actually laughing quite heartedly because
Yeah.
I think his microphone did not pick that up.
I think I think a lot of the Abyss stuff is cool. I also agree. I'm glad that they didn't explain a ton of it. I wish, though, it had been a little bit clearer, because there's a very quick sequence that happens once Corey dies, of like, you look and the Abyss has been sealed up, and like Cat is like, man, this summer has been really great. Anyways, I'm gonna dissolve. Bye. And I was like,
Yep.
wait, I'm sorry,
Yep.
what? And she's like, but before I go, promise me the Abyss
Yeah.
needs us to not remember this and not meet up ever again. And I was like, yeah, but like, why?
Why?
Where are you going?
Why?
Like, what are we? Wait, like, don't ghost. Like, just get. What is? How? Can you talk to the
Pretty
Abyss?
sure Nora gave that speech in my game. Like,
Oh, really?
Interesting.
I don't. Is that actually a very?
Yeah, because in my game, Kat was like, okay, cool, we got rid of Corey.
Yeah, she straight dissolved.
Yeah, and
She's
she just like,
she Obi-Wan'd herself. She was like, yeah, straight, forget me now, and I will come back stronger than you ever imagined. Kind
That's
of
right.
moment.
but yeah, but like Nora was the one that was, in my game, hesitant to agree to forget all of this and not come back. And then she just like
Amanda was the first one in, I believe.
Autumn.
Autumn. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep saying Amanda.
It's
I'm
okay.
terrible with names.
That's okay.
She was the first one in, and then
She's just like,
everybody
yeah, I don't
agreed
want
to it,
anything to
and then-
do with this stupid hole.
And yeah, Cat Obi-Wan herself, and it's just like, what is going on? Like, I would have liked some explanation there,
Yes.
especially the ambiguous nature of what I'm sure we'll get to, but the newspaper clipping at the very, very end, where it's like, yeah, this kid just vanished.
Yeah, she was seen getting on a train, and then have you seen this child? This angry small child with overalls?
With
Let
a
us know.
sick new haircut, by the way.
It's true.
Yeah.
Weed whacker chic, darling. I don't know if you guys got that option. I picked that, and I was like, this is going to piss her off.
I
And she's
did.
like, yeah, it's cool. And I
I
was
did.
like, oh, dang, Cat is the coolest. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
The coolest kid on the block,
That's
man.
the best. Like, I don't
Yep.
care what anybody says, Cat's the best character in this game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had...
Nora is performed incredibly.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. I think Autumn is up and down, has good moments and bad
Yeah.
moments. But from start to end, I think Cat is superbly performed, is the best character, is the most interesting character, has the most story.
Yeah.
The smile on her face when I specifically recorded it using my camera, but when she holds up the sign saying I love you guys, and she's just got this goofiest smile on her face
it's
in
so
the window, and it's just like, yeah, okay, Cat's the best.
Also, her voice acting, whoever voice acted her, did such a great job of this, like, decay of her health, especially over tape 2, where it's like, even when she comes in the forest and she has the makeup on and like the really striking lipstick on, like, she's doing her best, but she's really dying, like, very clearly.
The Raven mask sequence is incredibly well performed.
Yeah, like her voice actor is incredibly great. I did have a romantic relationship with Autumn. I think that turned out pretty okay.
By the way, it's Natalie Leconti, if we want to give some,
thank you.
some
Big
shout
props.
outs.
Please voice act more stuff. You're incredibly good.
Yes, please.
Everybody's really good. Like, I think Swan's voice actor does a really great job of that, like, kind of teenage, uncertain awkwardness and kind of feeling uncomfortable in their own skin at every turn, which with again terrible parents. But like I think the relationship with Autumn turned out okay. I think that was kind of the primary reason why she stuck around in the bar in the modern day stuff. But even then, it still felt like she was like maybe a little bit of a like a cat you meet outside, where it's like if you're a little too loud or you move too quickly, she's just gonna bolt. Like even if
100%.
even as she's remembering our relationships, she still has like 1 foot out the door the entire time up until like the very ending scene, which I thought was interesting and maybe a little bit kind of frustrating. Gosh, what else do we have here?
So
It's hard talking. Like we talk about this stuff. I'm like, man, I really do want to replay it and see the rest of that.
Yeah.
But, gosh, the gameplay's just the mini games specifically and the pacing are just not good in this game. Like, you know, and a glitch from earlier I forgot to mention that I got that plagued the last literal like hour and a half of my game. Even like they released a patch on Friday, a 7 gig patch.
Oh wow.
I had to re-download, and so I waited on that to see if it would fix it. You have to press the arrow key to turn off your flashlight as a box in the middle of the screen through the entirety.
Oh
like
my word.
Incredible.
literally over an hour of game.
God.
It's very distracting, and it only happened in the past. Oddly
Right.
enough, it did not happen.
Well, thank goodness. So I think the ending of this is kind of an interesting 1-2 punch that I think initially let me down and then kind of made me feel better by the end of it.
So
good.
I kind of there is this type of game specifically, we'll say. The Walking Dead, Life is Strange, the quote-unquote walking simulator.
Your kind of
has got a nasty
adventure games.
Yes, they have the nasty habit of being the games that connect with me on the most emotional level.
Yeah.
Because it's a story and you spend so much time focused on absorbing the story and not, this is going to sound derogatory, it's not playing the game. There is no 40 hours of RPG between start of the game and getting the Normandy back in Mass Effect 2, for example. That's like a good 4-hour stretch. If that was a 30-minute stretch, it's a much more significant gut punch because you're not spending that 8 hours doing a bunch of bric-a-brac in the off season. Walking Dead got me. First Life is Strange got me. Second Life is Strange got me. True Colors killed me in so many different ways.
100%.
The latest Life is Strange kind of had its moment here and there, but nothing too bad. This game, I'm rating them on a tiered system here. Not
get it?
Tiers.
A tiered. Yes.
Tiers system. You know, the thing that comes out of your eyeballs. I was close with this thing. It didn't make me cry, but there was a couple of moments where my eyes started watering and I was like, oh,
so
this
like,
is a low blow. Like,
so that's
specifically, it's the box.
So that's for me, that's the positive of the 1-2 punch. So for me, the first punch was Swan picking up the camcorder and you finally seeing her, and I'm like, she just looks like Swan.
She just looks like Swan.
Why were you hiding this the whole 15 hours?
The only thing I can assume is you can make some choices and she can end up with an issue. That's the only thing I can assume.
But like,
the fact that it's not key to the story means it's a mistake.
Right. Like
ideally, what you do in that situation is you have the whole Corey sequence, and then maybe Swan goes close to going over the edge and something hits her in the face.
Sure, that's the only thing I could think. Yeah.
But that would make sense if it was a key factor of the game.
Right.
That something happened to Swan's face. I think that would be a great reveal. But it's just Swan. She looks like Swan.
She has a little bit of gray hair where her hair had highlights in the 90s. Yeah, man. Like it is cool to see her, and it is cool to see the grown-up version of the final of the three people. But like, and it was really neat that her camcorder, because
Don't say three like Cat isn't still out there. Cat is still out
we'll
there.
get there.
Don't say the final
We'll
of the
get there.
three
Hold on.
people.
We'll get
Say
there.
the final of the four people. Thank you very
We'll
much.
get there. But the point I'm trying to make is the decisions that I made earlier in the game. The camcorder's lens was still broken.
Yep.
Because Corey smashed it because I defended Cat.
Uh-huh.
I liked seeing though that the camcorder was still cracked in 2022, and I liked that there wasn't any, like, nobody had opened this box ever since Cat sealed it up in the 90s and gave it to Dylan. Like, I like that this was a true time capsule. And I think that's what got me, because when they showed Swan and she just looked like Swan, I was like, man, screw this game. Like, you've been hiding this for the whole time. Like, you're pissing me off. But as you're going through the box and you're pulling out piece by piece that reflects the stuff that was in Cat's room or Swan's room or their relationship, or it was in the, oh god, what was it? Fawn's Rest was the version of the my name for the place. Like, that got me of like, it doesn't take that much. You just put a sad lady singing over an acoustic guitar and I'm like crying every time. But like having them pull out like all their pictures and all their notes and the tapes and all of this stuff, and
the fact that like there's a little eulogy from Cat for everyone. Everyone has their moment.
And I think that was, and like Cat keeping and being the only one that saw the music video up until basically you watch it in 2022. I think that stuff did hit really hard, and I think when Don't Nod is firing on all cylinders, I think that stuff is super effective. Especially, you were talking about Mass Effect. It's the opposite of Mass Effect 3's ending, where again, it's not a bad ending, but people felt like they didn't really have a lot of agency in the ending that they got. This, I think, really does reflect your entire playthrough. And it's not just, hey, I showed you the list of choices you could make and I highlighted the ones you did make. Like, this felt way, way better than, I think, just a list of, like, half of your friends picked this one and you picked that one. So like,
the thing that hit me the hardest about this was, like, as someone who hasn't been home in such a long time, I miss home so much. And it doesn't help that I also have experience with somebody who is going to die and knows they're going to die and has the clarity of mind to speak to you about that process before they die. So, like, this whole thing, like, I can't really talk about it too much, but this whole thing just really kicked me in the chest, and it was just like, man, I hate you, game, for going here. I mean, props, you went here, but I hate you for it at the same time, kind of thing.
Right. Misumi, you were gonna say?
Shoot, what was I gonna say? We're talking. Oh yeah, them pulling the items out of the box. I didn't really feel like that was based on my choices for the most part. Like, it was very impactful moment, and I think it would have made more of a difference if the present day friends had stuck around. But like, and it was very
super sad
like
that Swan
emotionally
was doing
touching.
it alone.
Yeah. And I will forever disagree with you on the quality of the Mass Effect 3 ending, but I will try not to say it every time you do. I've really worked on myself over the years on that.
Personal growth is important. Well, and I wonder how much of that ending was affected by the fact that I did have Autumn there with me, reacting to a lot of the things that we were pulling out of the box and saying, like, oh my god, did you remember, like, you're pulling out the little skateboard figure, like the little plastic skateboard that she throws in the abyss, like, you're pulling that out of the box and she's commenting on it. Like, there's a little bit of a reaction there that I think is really interesting. Number one, I think it's really interesting and kind of cool that the game just lets you. There's no like fail safe in the game of just like, well, Swan can't be there opening it by herself. It's like, yeah, no, she can. They just leave, man. I like that is an option, even though that is more heartbreaking than a lot of the other options.
It is heartbreaking, but the acting for Swan in that moment, like, she was so warm about it. Like, she was still highly appreciative to be going through it and feeling those memories. And, like, it wasn't her crying over the box. Like, there was...
No, it was, like, super bittersweet.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, she even says, I think she even said, like, she gives a shout. I was like, look, the others aren't here. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I stuck this out. And thank you, Kat, for bringing me and all of us back here. And like I said, that's part of the thing for me that hit me with the homesickness thing, where it's just like, really?
Come on,
you gotta
man.
do that to me?
You can go home again? How dare you?
Yeah, like, that's why I used quotation marks when I called it the bad ending earlier, because it's not that bad. It is super heartfelt, super well performed. Like Musum said, Swan's performance in that moment is just gold. And like, it's just genuinely gold.
And a lot of my ending was, there were some parts of the ending where it is Swan and Autumn saying like, man, I really wish Nora had stayed here for this, because she should be seeing this too. Like, this, she should be seeing Kat's last message, and she just left. And I like that there's even like, you know, I think Autumn and Swan throughout the entire game, especially after, like, before Nora leaves, in my game was sort of like, this is hard, but like, we came back together for a reason, and there's a reason we have this box, and there's a reason we're back in town. This is going to be hard, but we need to do the hard thing, like, and you need to kind of like buck up and deal with it. And there's a little bit of bitterness, I think, after she leaves, of like, she couldn't even like stick this out. Like, we couldn't even just sit here in this bar and talk about this. Like, come on, man. And that led into, I'm really curious to hear, we'll talk about the post-credit stuff in a second, but I'm really curious to hear about what ending you guys got with the acoustic See You in Hell. How did that play out when you didn't have anybody there except for Swan?
I mean, it's just Swan walking through the woods with Kat's ghost, right? Like, running around.
She's walking with the ghost?
Well,
there's a couple of sequences where yes, like, you see the performance by the ghostly kids at Fawn's Rest. Like, she ends up walking to Fawn's Rest. Like, at the very end, what happens is she leaves the bar. You have a really good heartfelt moment with Gus and the lady.
Pam, I think.
Pam and Gus, I think.
Yep.
Really heartfelt moment with them, especially considering I forced Gus to agree to go on a date.
Oh my god, I missed that choice, and I'm so angry about it.
Oh, did you?
I missed,
did you know about it afterwards?
I missed one conversation, and when it said at the end, like, you encouraged Pam and Gus to go on a date, I was like, no, why? That was enough. Nah, come on.
But as you're going to the rental car, like, the purple glow hits in like the forest,
blah, blah,
and she stops, and she just goes walking down the road like she used to. She follows the same path from the bar all the way to Fawn's Nest. There's basically a ghostly performance of the forest performance when they were all in the woods.
Yeah,
with the 3 ghost kids. Not her, but then she shows up as a ghost and starts recording everything too. So you get this great moment where you can do like a recording of the ghost kids sequence.
Oh, that's fun.
And it's actually part of the collectibles as well for like the punk show. It's like the last collectible you need to complete that memoir.
Interesting.
And then she ends up walking around a little bit, and then she gets like Kat starts calling, and she ends up following the ghost of Kat to the abyss. And there is Kat on the other side of the abyss.
So that's pretty different from my ending. That's pretty different from all the people ending. all the people ending, they do like an acoustic performance in the bar, which I think is fine. The ending that I got was Cat and or Swan and Autumn go to say goodbye, but they find themselves walking over to the bench that's in front of the castle tape rental place that's right next to the ice cream shop that they met originally outside of. And Autumn and Swan sit there on the bench, and then Ghost, Cat, and Nora come there and play the acoustic "See You in Hell," and then they walk back to the car, and then they say their goodbyes, and then they have like this kind of awkward, kind of bittersweet goodbye, and then that's where Swan gets like the purple mystical glow and makes her way back to the back to the forest. So it's kind of like a cool. It's neat that there's different versions of that. I kind of wish I got the like all the ghost people one, because that sounds pretty cool going back to like Fawn's Rest. But like
It's great because like Swansea's like a younger version of herself,
yeah, that's
and like
cool.
they look at each other and they have this like, but it's unspoken. Like there's very little words. The "See You in Hell" acoustic is playing in the background. No words are spoken. Like, and then it's just like this very heartfelt looking back on, oh, what a kid I was kind of moment.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
just
cool.
always assumed if you got the others to stick around, they'd walk back there with you. Did they?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
too.
we didn't go to Swan's Rest at all. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, or Fawn's Rest.
you went to the hole at least, right?
Yeah,
Like,
so I think every ending you go to the hole, because I think, is it on the
Or isn't it?
tape that Cat is like, "Hey, I need you to find me in the abyss," and then
It's not on the tape. It's after the credit sequence. It does like a weird magic eye puzzle looking thing with
yeah.
the
Oh my
multiple
God, it's a
colors
magic
version of
eye
her
puzzle.
saying that.
That's right. Ugh, the through line of the magic eye puzzles the whole game. I didn't even put
Yes.
that together, man. Yeah, and then you hop in the abyss.
Yep, up in the abyss.
Which I think that's probably the best way you end this game of like, yeah, still we didn't explain what the abyss is. We didn't explain it making Corey lose his mind with his red eyes. We didn't mention it about all of the eyes in the trees and all the weird flora and fauna around the abyss. And we didn't explain why it reopened. But Kat's in there somewhere, and you gotta go find her. And I think that is, if they had left it on the kind of like bittersweet, like we opened the time capsule, whoever was there sort of made amends, even if it's just Swan making amends with like her past self and her kind of newfound courage. I think that would have been a really solid ending, but having Swan just pitching herself into the abyss, I think is really interesting.
Uh-huh.
yeah, I kind of like it and kind of don't.
Mm-hmm.
I like it in that I want more of the abyss just in general.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily need an explanation, but it also just feels like them teeing up for a possible sequel, which
Right.
I don't know. It could be cool. Like I feel like the pitch for this, the water cooler pitch for this was, let's make a Life is Strange game that is The Stand meets The Craft.
Right.
And
Exactly.
I wish
I
they
haven't
had
seen
leaned
either of
in.
those movies, mate.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
Well-
they greatly influenced this game.
The Stand is based off the Stephen King book, The Body, I think, or Stand By Me. Sorry, not The Stand. It's Stand By Me.
Yeah, Stanley, yeah.
And you know, that movie, I haven't seen it in 10 or 15, 20 years, and I'm sure it has some words in it that are not accepted today. But
Sure.
I bet that movie is still pretty good. The Craft, however, is an enjoyable bad movie.
Yes, 100%.
It was never a good movie, but it was also always an amazing movie with some really good quotes in it.
And it really nailed that kind of like teen witchy supernatural sort of thing, which I think the game is always kind of flirting with, of like, Is this magic? Is this supernatural? Is this actually happening? Did any of this happen? You know, we're not entirely sure. And I
Oh, oh, that's a hell of a question for this game. Yes.
yeah, and I think that's what makes this game a little bit more interesting is sort of like, did the Abyss or any of this stuff happen? Like, did that summer even really happen? And if it did happen and the Abyss took their memories, what was the reason that they
Why
had to
did it want? Why did it want them to forget?
yeah,
And
like,
then why is it okay for them to remember?
right, like, why did they have to trade their memories to leave? And then, you know, what does that mean sort of going forward? So I hope this game did well. I feel like the critical reception has been fairly solid, but the player reception has not. Um, and it's great to see Don't Nod sort of self-publishing and spinning up their additional development arm. I hope we do get another one of these because I want Don't Nod to keep making games like this. But I feel like if it wasn't for this show, they might announce Lost Records 2, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm maybe okay not playing it, which is a
Yep.
bummer.
Oddly enough, like I feel like there's no way Don't Nod didn't come out of this realizing all the mistakes that they made.
Yeah.
In it. Like there's just no possible way. Like it is riddled with issues that I think are from a kind of vision standpoint. Like some of it feels like them being insecure that they don't have enough game mechanics in it. And some of it I think is them just being married to a bad idea of the video recording stuff. Um,
Executed
then,
well. Bad idea.
Yeah.
yeah. Like, and I don't. I mean, I guess it depends how you say executed well, because I did not enjoy doing it most of the time. And I did not really feel like I was getting cool shots most of the time. And the amount of times where someone's like, wait, record me. And you're like, okay, I pressed record. And then they wait like 2 seconds and start talking. And you only get half of what they say was every single time. But
yeah.
I think the overall like relationship of these girls and the idea of like your ninth grade, eighth grade, however old they were, friends getting back together in their 40s, like that really resonates with me. Like I have a crew of literally 4 or 5 kids in my neighborhood, and one of them is passed now. He did not fall down a giant purple hole, but like that is a group of people that will never probably speak to each other ever again. Like that last friend passing was as close as it could be, so that was where it was hitting me. But I like all the weird mysticism stuff. I like that they didn't answer it, but I would have liked even more of the weird mysticism stuff. Like they could have gone like Pan's Labyrinth. That movie I think is an excellent like execution of that, where you see a lot of really fantastical stuff in that movie throughout its entirety. And the end does not tell you if it was real at all.
Well, and I wonder too how much of that is a reaction to Life is Strange 1 and 2, of like we have done seemingly grounded stories with fantastical elements and kind of like mystical and magical elements that, Life is Strange 1, like you're like, oh yeah, I can control time, and the game just takes that and runs with it for like 5 episodes. So I wonder how much of this is like, we don't want Swan to have a magical camcorder that rewinds time and does all this stuff. Like, it's just, it needs to be a little bit less of the mysticism than that. But I wonder how much of that kind of hurts the game of like, that's the cool stuff. Like the purple waviness, everybody's eyes dilating, like the synth music, the like Abyss theme is so cool. Like I wanted just a little bit more of that, and I think that would have fleshed out the game a little bit more.
See, I think they could have done that without giving them powers. And I think they just needed to get there a little earlier. Like whether it's them walking through the hole or suddenly like tape 2, it really seemed like they were going for a stuff you do in the present can change stuff in the past as you
Right.
remember it, kind of thing.
Right.
But like they barely touched on it, but that is another mechanic. Like I feel like they had options they could have leaned into, and I think they just, I don't know. I'm not sure if they necessarily knew what they were doing, and they just did a bunch of stuff, and they were like, "Oh crap, we are almost out of money. We have to put this thing out."
Right.
But I don't know. Armchair quarterback here.
Well, and speaking of the like present day versus the 90s stuff, I want to give them credit again. I do really love the different levels of tension between the girls in the 90s and the women in the in 2022. I think that kind of like we're feeling out in the 90s this budding kind of friendship and this very like lightning in a bottle friendship we have during this summer before Swan moves, and then it not really mirroring the relationship or the lack of relationship they have in their 40s. They are in 2022. They're the same age that I am right now, 43. And having their relationships be non-existent in the modern day stuff is like a really interesting juxtaposition between the two. And I like that it was sort of like, yeah, we're remembering this stuff, but it's not necessarily going to make us become friends again automatically. Like that happened, and we don't remember why, but we never saw each other again for 27 years. I think that kind of friction between the two stories felt really good throughout the entire thing.
I mean, well, and that's reality, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have run into anyone you were good friends with that you haven't seen for 20 years. It doesn't usually click.
No, it's
awkward. You're like, well, man, I don't know how to be around you anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
Not without speaking to them, correct.
Yeah.
I've got a friend in England who I speak to on a bi-monthly basis. Oh boy, am I so excited to go to see them at some point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, people you stay in contact with, that you evolve
with.
Daughter.
There you go. Man. Moon, what are your kind of final thoughts here on tape 2, tape 1, the whole kit and caboodle? However you feel.
I think it's fine. Like, I do think it is genuinely a pretty fine game. I don't think it's a letdown. I think the execution, like we said, it doesn't have Square's budget behind it this time, so it feels like we played Life is Strange Double Exposure. It feels like all of that budget went into the facial expressions, whereas in the game, it feels like all of the budget went into the eyes.
Right,
like,
exactly.
I've been going through and playing various bits of it to get achievements. I'm paying less attention to the mouth and more attention to the eyes. It's like, oh no, you guys just went all in on the eyes in this game. Like 100%. Everyone has just such beautiful eyes. It's unreal. Also, shout out to my ginger with the green eyes as the main character. Like, shout out to that kind of situation.
Yep.
It was fun. And I'm not... Obviously, we do it as part of the show now, it feels like. So... It's one. If they make another one, we'll probably do it again. A part of the show.
It's almost guaranteed at this point. Yeah.
Like it feels like
Not or Deck 9 come out with a game that's a sad indie adventure game with choices. Chances are really good we're gonna play it.
It's the time that we break the show's rules and be like, yeah, let's play a classic. Let's play a classic. Let's play a classic. Let's play an award winner. Wait, don't not release the game.
That's right.
Like,
hit the brakes. We're playing it.
But yeah, I mean, I'll wrap up the 2 achievements I have. I believe the bugged ones have been fixed.
Nice.
And then this 60-something gig install is gone.
There you go. Musim, what are your final thoughts here?
So, I have a couple, but first, one of my last notes, I just want to say I love the dancing moment in the cabin with the magic stuff in tape 2.
Yes. Another, like, is this real, is this not sort of moment.
Yeah. It's they do those moments so well. And I think, like, this is a deeply flawed game that, and I don't know that, like, if they even had spent like another half year, a year, like ironing out the bugs, if that, like, I mean, surely it would have helped, but would not have fixed some things that I think are just baked into the base of this game, right? Like, but that said, every time I think about this, I want to replay it just to see if I can get a better ending and get these friends to reconnect, because that is absolutely what I want in real life
Right.
with people who won't talk to each other for stupid reasons. I mean, some of them have very valid reasons, but a lot of them have really stupid reasons, in my opinion. And this is what I want for these characters. And I will play a sequel if they come out with it. Gosh, I don't, it's like this game is like someone you dated that was bad for you that you had really good moments with.
Right. Right.
It has issues, and hopefully they iron out a lot of the bugs, and maybe I change my opinion on the second time. But as irritated as I was through probably 75% of this game,
Right.
like I love the characters, and I love the dynamics between them, and I love the differences between the time periods, and I think they really have something here that they didn't quite take to the finish line. And I think there's always something there. I always have a lot of love for a game that tries for something and misses,
Yeah. And I think that's my kind of final thoughts on this is like there is something here, and I think there is something cool here, and I think you get kind of these flashes of a really cool game here, but it's just kind of tied down by technical issues, pacing issues, camcorder stuff that I think can pay off sometimes. Like sometimes when you watch the edited videos that she makes, the insights that she has is pretty cool. There was one like almost fourth wall breaking one where she's talking about the abyss that's just not related to what she shot at all. Like there's some neat stuff there, but it's just all of it's so uneven in a way that feels frustrating because it's not a bad game at all. It just there's so much of it that just doesn't come together. And that's why I'm interested in a second one. I really hope that they nail it if they make a second one. And if they don't, that's fine. They'll probably make another similar one of these types of games in the future. And again, we'll play it on the show more than likely. But this one just kind of didn't come together 100%. It's a real bummer because I think the promise is there and the execution really wasn't. So, all right, but that's Lost Records. Don't forget that our next game is Despelote. We'll be playing that for the next month, and hopefully you'll join us then. Thanks for listening. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Oh yeah.